Okay, I'm fiddling around. Welcome another live stream. I thought the original Shakuhachi sound from the Emu. You remember that one from Sledgehammer, and we also used it in our song Africa. It sounded like in the Sledgehammer it was something like that. And I heard the sound again and I thought, hey, there's a fifth inside of it. So I went to these, let me see, maybe another one would be better. So let me give it a short test because we're going to talk about Predator-3, but did derail myself again. That one. And if I go to chord, 2 notes and 1. Yeah, that's cool. And of course the second semitone should be popping up a bit later on. I'm not sure if that could be arranged in the mod matrix. Let me see if I have a option for this. I want to go to main. Yeah, that will be a difficult one. You have the drum speed as modulation target. Let me see if I can have voice. No. Modulation. So that's what I heard in the Shakuhachi. So I'm sorry for distracting. Nice sound, by the way. I will not save it. Yeah, it's not a sample, it's physical modeling with WirePluck. But as mentioned on Facebook, we will talk about Predator-3 today, because Predator-3 will have new filter types. And I already made some presets, so if I go here, so we will have this update now in October for Predator-3. I made some bases, because also can... Okay, now I need to use this. Here it appears Cream 24 dB filter. Sounds a bit different than our own 20. So you hear the difference, isn't it? So it's very cool. So that's when I go to the... So that's the cream filter. So we have all type of filter types. So if I have 24 dB, I have the original type 1, which is essentially a coded Moog ladder code. Then we have the type 2, which is more similar to the Roland sound. Here are all different sound, but there's also the influence of the EQ on the resonance. The resonance sounds different. Then we have also a zero latency one. Let me see. This type Z is zero latency. And then now we have the Albino 24B low pass and the silk filter, which is this one. Now when I bring down the Q, we hear more the silk, maybe a bit louder. So there's no effects on it. So this is pure a dry sound. Silk, cream 24 dB. Then we go 24 dB first tire filter type. 24 dB type 2. And then 24 dB zero latency. So sometimes these effects of it are very minimal, but it's so these are all basses using, and as you can notice, all dry, so no FX, because in music this can work perfectly. So. Nice bass, isn't it? So let me save this one as well, because I like this one. Save preset as preset 37. So many basses, which are very cool, but I also started doing some ambient sounds because, yeah, for pads, the filters might be also very nice, because Albino 3 had some nice pads. So now you can use it also in, so I have, for instance, in the R-Bank Silk Meeting. Then I made this one, so back to the manager. You can see I click order by date. Pad Albino filters, that makes two filters behind each other, Silk 12 dB and then the green notch. It has this kind of so it adds again another character to. So we will release this one with quite some new presets. I had also this one, which is a nice arpeggiator sound for the ambient bank. Nice, isn't it? Freaky! And this one, Silk Dreamer. Yeah, so I only have a few to play, but we could use, for instance, yeah, Mellow Carpet is a very good preset in. Let's see how this one sounds with a different filter. So this uses the 12 dB filter, and a 12 dB filter is very nice for pad sounds, because a 12 dB filter does filter less aggressive the higher harmonics. So the very high harmonics are left over, which makes the sound a bit more silky. That's why before, for instance, the Yamaha CS-30 had originally a 12 dB filter. And by the way, down here is a Roland SH-101, which is also originally, depending on my hearing, a 12 dB filter. So let's go to the Albino and then pick the Silk. It's different. So metal carpet, save preset as silk. Why not? If it's good, it's good. That's what I tell. Then we have the 12 dB cream. It's much darker. Less nice. So I really keep it with these two types. So mellow carpet, the original one, and mellow carpet silk. You hear the difference? Okay, so let's see the chat room. Everybody welcome to the we have today a bit more music. We have a demo from Tom. Tom Aldrich is in the room, or in the chat room, I must say. But we also have one other nice demo from a professional film composer who did send us to us. And big Rob Papen user fan, so that's very cool. And last Thursday I had another appointment, so we had no live stream, and Tom did send it last Thursday. But of course we're gonna play it today, Tom. And it has a very nice bass, and if I'm not wrong, you used the bass from WirePluck. Okay, so what I've been doing also this week is, of course, working on this new plugin, which will be next month in November. You will be enjoying a new plugin in the Explorer 10 bundle. So this month, end of this month, we will spoil the Predator-3 users with different user interface sizes. We will get 100%, 120, 133, 150 and 200. Originally, we made essentially a mistake. We only had 100, 133 and 200. The problem was essentially with the 133. It was on a full HD too big, and the 100% on a full HD screen could be a little bit bigger. So for the full HD users, the 120% screen size would be great to be used. And the other ones, I use the 150% now. Then we have 200%, which is for 4K. And you never know what will pop up even bigger than 200% in the future. But anyhow, so that will be also in the new update. New preset, new user interface sizes, and we have these new filters. And you see, they sound different. So, now I had, let me see. Oops. I had recently browsed. Let me see. Pat and Twinkle too. Yeah, I wanted to show you something else. We played this sound last time, but it's maybe nice to see what happens here. So in this case, if we go to the envelope, LFO and audio follower, you see free LFO1 is random, and that one modulates the pitch, you can see it here, of oscillator 3. Get these kind of sounds. But what also would be an option, so if I double click, it's gone. If I would use then the arpeggiator, and let's play a tune here. So I'll go to key enter and play some note. Okay. And I put the arp in the mode modulation. Then it starts playing. You can see it starts playing, but it's used as modulator. Now, now I can go to the mod matrix and select source. Okay. Here the ARP tune. And control oscillator 3. Semi. Okay, so that I'm not sure it's fully in tune. So you see, you have then essentially oscillator 3 doing its own thing. So you see, it's also the ARP can be also used as a modulation source, generating some interesting material. So let's go back to the original one where we have twinkling 2. Let's see if there's also twinkling 1. Should be. Oh, that one is faster. Where it's still. Oh, it's my own bank. Steel synth. Aha. Some unknown preset. This one I used on stage with this Klaus Schulz tribute. And that one also uses the LFOs, and you see here also random. And if I would go to a... Yeah, I'm playing around here. Yes, we're playing live, and now now I recall again. So I throw in the sound which we will play. Essentially, it should be order by date. Okay, I'm checking here. Mellow carpet, red, and red one. I'm looking for one preset, but where is it? That's irritating. If you're looking for something and you cannot find it, oh, it's here. This one. So split out of time vibe. That's the sound which I had to recreate for playing live, the 18th of October. That is essentially from Out of Time. At that time I played it on an organ, and Peter Commons played the solo over it. I think this, by the way, this effect sound, Gert or Johan, is I think in the FX bank already. I put very often the sounds down. Yeah, here it is, SFX Schulze. So you can find it back. Oh, this is a typical Korg MS-20. Yes. So if you have Predator-3 many sounds, the introduction bank has a range of presets. You see here the arrow appears so that you have that it shows that there are more presets. Normally the max of presets are 252 of 250 something. Then it's the case that if you go over the max, you need to create a new folder. So because otherwise, yeah, the banks gets too big. We keep the preset banks mostly up to 128, like the synth sound. It's 128, 129 in this case. So, some classic synth sounds. And what's cool about Predator-3, of course, it's hybrid. So you have virtual analog created waveforms combined with harmonic waveforms. You can morph between them, like this one does. And you see it in the display. And essentially, the morphs could also morph too. Let me see. 13. Morph. Why is it not moving? Rob, it's the wrong one. Morph. So now. Now it both move by the XY. Yeah, we were playing Out of Time, which is recorded in 1981, so more than 40 years ago. Done with an organ. I played the organ, 2 Korg MS-20 with the sequencer. And so Out of Time, the basics are set. So, and then of course I have to recreate some of the sounds. Well, the good thing is that we have in Blue 3 the older string type sounds, which you had at that time in the organs or in the Seleno sound. So this should essentially save as 2. Because I like this one also. So typical PPG microwave sound. So it's also very nasty sound. So this we could then change and, for instance, say, oh, let's see how this sounds with a cream Taldeby. This one has really a strong panning. Very nasty, face it synth, yeah, definitely. So the new filters will be, and maybe I should have to tell you a bit more about that. So if I go to my sounds, let me see if we hear the default. So the types are essentially exact the same as from albino. Only we use oversampling, so they should essentially even sound better. So we have Silk 12 dB, 24 dB, Silk high pass, which sounds a little bit strange because the resonance is really different. Sounds more like a comp filter. So I checked that with John and he said, well, try the original Albino 3 and it sounded the same. So maybe that could well be a original bug in the Albino 3, that the resonance of the Silk high pass filter is more like a comp filter type thing than a real resonance. So another thing which I notice is that, let me see, Silk bandpass. That one has resonance, yeah. But the 24 dB, one of them had no resonance in the bandpass. I'm not sure if it was the cream 12 dB or the 24 dB. But this we added, so it's a little bit different. And you see I have my own bank, so here's my sounds, but also down here I have a bank called Rob, which I mostly set over then to my other computer so that I have all the presets. And you see sometimes I drop sounds here from the live stream. It's a nice unisound. That will be something for Africa. I still need to, tomorrow I work on Africa, putting these basic sequences so we will play also Africa on stage. So this one would be a good one. Let me see if I can put on the so very long, of course. Let me see, make it a little bit shorter. And then to octave. Then the delay is wrong. That will be a good background for the Africa song. So I should save this one. PERU, save preset as PERU. Originally it was done with the, originally the Uno 60, Root had the Uno 60 and had this one together with the lint plug. And then of course you had the main theme about on top of it. So you get then. I need to still do quite some work on this. So then we had, if I have this one. So this, for instance, would be the pad. If you know this song Africa. So that's the two chords. At that time done with the Jupiter 8. And then of course you had the main melody, which I need to play then. So that's also, so still a lot of the things to do, but Out of Time is already inside of it. And the rest will pop up as well. So tomorrow I finish the Africa song. And maybe it's interesting to mention that a few later on we had Africa was in Austria, it went to the charts with a remix, because originally the song Africa was recorded in the year 1983 on the album Continents, and we did a remix which became a hit song in Austria. And the funny thing about it is that I used the Jupiter 8 at that time for one particular bird sound and an elephant sound. So now I had to load in my old bank in the Jupiter 8, which is behind me here, with a tape, with a cassette tape. And unlucky enough it worked. After that I could MIDI dump it. And I put these samples into Punch. Of course, you need to have a little bit of fantasy to hear an elephant in it, but in the mix with a bit reverb and delay, it sounded like the elephant. So here's Rob live, and then we have then here Peru, Africa. Okay, maybe it's nice that I put a little bit reverb on it. That's also. So that's the CR78. But I put in the congas we use in the track. But also, where are the elephants? Let me see. Oh, I did not put them in yet. Okay, that's a good one. Only the congas. No, I can put them in here so you can listen to it. So I go here, edit pad 16, pick here sample, and go here one up Rob personal. So I created my own personal. And then we have here here's the bird. It's a little bit soft. I don't know why. Maybe I did not. That's weird. So that's Jupiter 8. But why is it so soft? Tell me. I have no. Oh, it has a filter. Of course, you need some. And I had the elephant. So this is the bit of reverb to it. Oh, I'm distracting myself, isn't it? And we added a little bit of stereo delay. Where are you, baby? Back to the pads. Another one was this one. So I did sample it, and this is the elephant. Well, in the music, it sounded a bit like an elephant. Yeah, what I used as recording. Well, let me show you guys. Maybe you found this funny to see. Oh, these stupid cables. Yes, I'm back again. So I will show you this little cassette recorder. It's a Sanyo. You recall, it's even mono, but that's what I needed at that time. It has a little VU, and I used it at that time to record the presets. And then I had a little booklet or a folder where I put in all the patches, you know, and the tape number. So you have all the patches of the Jupiter 8, which has 64 patches, and it has also a combination. So I had to search for these presets again and sample it, and of course now they are. So that sounded a little bit as an elephant. Well, if you hear it in the music, it gives the impression of an elephant. I think he did EQ it also a little bit. And the funny thing is about the fact that Later on, there was a 12-inch from any producer, and he did sample or Africa elephant and bird, which maybe he thought it was a real deal, but it was a Jupiter 8. So, and we have then the cricket sounds are nice for indie Africa sound. So yeah, that's work for tomorrow. And I thought I had it on a MIDI file, because we played it live once, but these are Atari disc. So that's the problem. I cannot load the Atari disc. There are notator songs. Logic can load Logic songs and even maybe import notator. But I have no way in finding these files currently. So sometimes it's better than to play it again, because Africa, the basic sequence and the groove is not that hard to recreate. Okay, so that about. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to Predator. Oh, that's cool. Up flango mod wheel, so the modulation wheel controls the FX, which is, I think, here or down here. Yeah, you see the mix. You see the mix going, that's the animated dial. So the modulation wheel is controlling the FX3 mix and also the high pass filter, so it's really... Yeah, I'm not sure if that one is in the, well, could be already also in the, it's in the Rob bank, but it well could be maybe in the Up and Trans bank. Move Gator, Talk Up mod wheel, Super Up mod wheel. Yeah, maybe I should check my own bank and maybe copy over this to cool presets which are in my personal bank. Typical. Maybe that sounds different with albino Celic. Not, maybe the Scream. Yeah, that's not bad. And what you could do in the play mode, I could say unison and then 2 octaves. Or a normal unison. Classic unison. Yeah, that's nice. I like that one. Maybe the reverb a little bit less, or the delay. Chorus, it has a chorus. Stereo delay, a little bit. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, you can make it even bigger by using a reverb. Wow, nice lead sound. So a bit different than the other one. I found it a bit more a EDM sound, so I would save this one, save preset in folder, and I would throw that one in EDM and dance, and I would call this Super Step Albino. Why not? Yeah. Do you agree, guys? Is it a nice stabby sound? I guess you agree. If you don't agree, well, who cares? Just kidding. Okay. Well, guys, it's time. So we will focus on presets. And at the end of October, we will make you happy with Predator-3, with different user interface sizes, new presets, and of course, these new filter types. We go out today with 2 different demo songs or music by 2 artists. Tom Aldrich is in the room. And then the first one, which I will play, he did send 3 songs, but they are a bit too long for sending all 3 of them. He mentions John Manis. I have the open Spotify link for him. And he says, put on your headphones because of the volume. He worked extremely on unique sounds that come on, which you will notice if you play them on the headphones. So, I think the one which I liked were We Were There. So, the battle of demos. Well, no, it's not a battle. It's totally different from what you do, Tom. So we have a quite colorful palette of people who send in songs. And this one is from John Manis. So I have the link in the description box. So let's play it and listen carefully to the sounds. It's very spacey. It's totally different, but I really enjoyed it. So I hope I picked the right one because I forgot which one I played. Nice, isn't it? Very different, very cool. Really a very nice composition. Very modern, very tasteful. And now we go more into funk. Tom Aldrich with its funky demo, which is very nice. Well, special, very cool one. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see each other next week again, another live stream. Enjoy creating music, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you missed it, you always can watch back these live streams in the live stream tab of YouTube. Thanks for watching. Bye.